this video, we are going to talk about everybody's favorite topic. This is opportunity costs. This is why you are losing money. This is not really, you still made money at the end of the day, but you could have done better. And that's what we're going to talk about. Opportunity costs with Pokemon investing, my business, and we will potentially touch on opportunity costs in general investing. So this video is going to be both for investors and smaller stores, as bigger stores pretty much already all know this and have a good understanding of this. It took me a little bit to figure this out on my own and make my own mistakes, so we'll touch on that later as well. So what is opportunity cost? This comes from our great friend ChatGPT. Hopefully I put a snippet up here. If not, I'll just read it for you. In simple terms, every time you choose one option, you're also choosing not to do something else. The benefit you miss out on is the opportunity cost. And ChatGPT gives us this very nice example. It says, you spent $100 on cards for your business. Instead, you could have invested that $100 in stocks or ads. Opportunity cost is whatever return or benefit that $100 would have generated in the next best option. Now, it's kind of hard to see that when it comes to, investing it into ads or investing it into, supplies, because you don't necessarily see a return on that. I guess ads you would see it in returning customers or new customers or whatever the insights on the ad would be. However, it's very easy when it comes to, oh, I bought Evolving Skies at this, it did 100% in a year. Oh, I bought Fusion Strike at this, it did 30% in a year. I'm just throwing out random numbers. Oh, I bought Ascended Heroes at this, it did 15% a year. That's opportunity cost, essentially. It's kind of easy to compare when, there's percentage gain spelled out right there for you. So in Pokemon terms, you bought Destined Rivals at $500 a booster box instead of 5 Ascended Heroes ETBs at 100. Your spendable income all went to the Destined Rivals booster box, and it forced you to miss out on the investing opportunity that was Ascended Heroes ETBs. That is your opportunity cost, because you decided to spend $500 on Destined Rivals booster boxes. You don't have any money left over. You can't put this money to Ascended Heroes, which Ascended Heroes at $100, I think everybody knew that was a steal, and granted, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, that was pretty obvious that was a steal. So anyway, this is kind of why I don't like to go super hard into any one set all at once. I would rather DCA, dollar cost average into it, or just buy whatever I can as cheap as I possibly can. And that's basically all I do. I like to think that I tend to play it on the safer side with things. So I'm not going to go chase stuff as Ascended Heroes keeps pumping up. I'm not buying that to invest in. I'll buy that for store stock because, that's a tax write-off, etc. And if I get stuck with it, I get stuck with it, or whatever. But as far as investment-wise, I have one case. That's it. I never chased it. I bought the case and I said, well, that's all I was able to buy for me. So the rest of anything else I buy is website inventory, churn, make 10, 15% on that and get it out the door and get money back in and just keep doing it. And if I have to keep spending, $10 more each time I need to buy more stock, so be it. So be it. So anyway, back to opportunity cost. This also tends to screw with us meat popsicles mentally. It's happened to me too. We always like to go back and look at what could have been or what would have been. We tend to think, or we tend to see something and go, if I had only held this stock longer, or I sold my Mario Pikachu for $1,500 and now it's $15K, or if I had only held Fusion Strike, 6 months longer, I sold it at $230 instead of $1,000. We all tend to do this. I wouldn't necessarily say this is opportunity cost. This is more like, I don't want to say regret, but it's like, oh, what could have been? And, this happens to me. I personally have said, if I only held my Apple Leap longer, I sold it for $500 profit. And if I would have held the Leap to, expiration, I would have been up like $7,000. It happens. Move on with it. It's just part of life. That's part of investing. That's part of the journey. Stuff happens, right? I really think that's as far as I want to touch on this with investing and Pokemon investing. Our amazing friend Mr. ChatGPT gave that nice example. So thank you, Mr. GPT. And we're gonna move on to bringing this to my Pokemon business. So, all right, so let's bring this back to Pokemon and my Pokemon business. And maybe this will help a smaller store out there. I think I screwed up on this a bit. I don't think at the time of me starting or the first year of me starting, there was really anybody out there saying anything like this. And if they did, I probably just didn't listen to it or whatever. You know, I like to listen to YouTube while I'm doing other things. Positive EV on that. If you just sit there and stare at YouTube, negative EV. You're not doing anything with your time. You're just, you know, consuming. So anyway, last year at one point, instead of buying sealed for my website to stock my website, now we had a pretty bad summer last month, at least. When I say we, I mean Max Packs, my business. And so I was like, screw it. What's the point of buying more sealed? What I already have is not selling. Why, you know, double down on more product when it's already not selling? So I went and bought singles. I had an upcoming show. I bought probably 5 figures worth of singles. At the time, that had made sense. I obviously needed singles for the show. I can't just show up to a show with nothing but sealed. You know, nobody's gonna buy from you, and B, everybody's just gonna go, ooh, you're a dirty scalper. When in reality, that's just not the case. So yeah, I spent a bunch of money on singles. Seemed like a good idea at the time. However, I had a bad show. I was positioned in the back. I did not sell anywhere near as much money as I spent on these singles. And now I have all of that money tied up in those singles when, you know, there was a bear market or a downturn, whatever you want to call it, a correction, because Pokemon did correct in October, November, December. We went down 20 to 30%. That is a downturn, that is a crash, that is a correction, whatever you want to call it. It happened, right? So because I had spent all that money on singles that I didn't get a return on investment, I didn't have as much money as I wanted to deploy into all of those great sets and everything that was essentially on sale. So yeah, that opportunity cost is real. And guess what? Now we are pretty much a year later. Now, I didn't get to buy any of those collections during that downturn because I was strapped for cash, but a year later, I pretty much still have all of those singles. So, talk about an opportunity cost, talk about a missed opportunity, talk about just a huge fumble all the way around. And I still haven't been able to vend yet to try to move those singles. So, thankfully, I'm thinking sometime in the summer, I guess late summer, early fall, I will finally be able to. So hopefully in the later summer, my schedule will work better to, you know, vend and move these singles. I don't know if I necessarily want to keep buying singles to vend. I really like just sticking with sealed as much as possible. And that's mostly because if it doesn't sell at a show or whatever, I have it for my website, or, you know, I'm buying sealed for my website so then I can also bring it to the show. I don't sell singles on my website, so it doesn't really make sense. Anyway, that's a little off tangent. We'll say another example is all that bricked inventory or dead money inventory that I just bought and that I have previously bought. These bricks, as I'd like to call them, can be something along a stinky, bad, perfect body odor set, something along those lines, like a Pokemon Go, a Shroud Fable, maybe, dare I say, like Stellar Crown. Another good product, not necessarily a set, is this is a brick product. Nobody wants these. These have been on my website. I think I'm a couple dollars under market because there's really not a whole lot of margin on these anyway. But yeah, nobody cares about that. That's dead product. I've probably had those for like, whatever, 3 months now. Another one, dead product. I've had these up for 2 months, I want to say. And just nobody likes 3-pack blisters. Nobody likes the collection boxes or practically most tins. You know, this is another dead product nobody cares or wants. And I'm not sure, I might be pretty close to market on that. One that really surprises me is the Ascended Heroes mini tin display cases. That's seeming like it's just dead money because nobody wants them. I don't quite understand that one because Ascended Heroes packs is Ascended Heroes packs anyway. Another example would be the $2,500 of collection boxes I bought. Nobody wants collection boxes. They are so hard to move. They have storage opportunity costs, not let alone, you know, the $2,500 I have into it. So those collection boxes might be twice the opportunity cost, because now you, not only are you missing out on the money that could have been placed somewhere else, but it's taking up a lot of space. And if you're strapped for space like I am, that hurts you twice as bad. They also tend to not appreciate like booster boxes or like a display case would, something along those lines, just because it's a collection box. They don't have that much demand unless they have a special promo or something like that. Lessons somewhat learned. I will tend to stick with the easy to ship items like booster boxes, ETBs, booster bundles. Honestly, this is easy to ship. I just don't understand why there's not love for the mini tin displays. Like, I absolutely love these so much. These are so cool, easy display. And if you want to display the tins, you crack it open and you have every tin there. I don't know. We'll tend to stay towards things that are in demand, things that are a bit more liquid, that investors, rippers, and collectors all would want. That being said, if you're trying to sell your collection, DM me on Instagram or Discord. I'm buying quality items, 70 to 80%. Obviously, if it's all good stuff, if it's all booster boxes, it's gonna be 80%. Really not trying to buy anything like Destined Rivals, or Destined Rivals is just too expensive, or pretty much anything Sword and Shield. It's just too freaking expensive. It seems nobody wants them, and they're just hard to move. I don't understand what it is, but Sword and Shield seems like the safe stuff that, you know, it's gonna take a little longer to appreciate. You're gonna have some opportunity costs there, but it's a lot safer because, you know, it's not in print for the next 3 years like something like Ascended Heroes is. It's done, it's over with. But the catalyst to get it to move isn't really going to be there anymore. So stuff like that, I probably wouldn't be interested in. But hey, if there's one or two mixed in, no big deal. If it's ancillary products and junk, I really don't want it at all. But that's going to be more like 70%. If it's bricks, I'll probably just pass, just because obviously I have enough. Y'all have seen the last video and this video. You can look at my website full of bricks. Go buy some bricks. So if you want to buy some bricks, hit the links in the description of the video. There's a link to our email list. There's a link to our Discord group, my website. Shop it, you know, shop some bricks, shop some sealed Japanese and sealed English Pokemon cards. We have plenty of it, lots of good deals, perfect order, available for MSRP. And there's my other social medias on there as well. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this gives you a little bit better understanding of opportunity costs and kind of where you should put your money versus not, for the, you know, essentially best returns or best, I don't know, liquidity maybe. Maybe that's the right word I'm looking for. Maybe. I guess business-wise it would be liquidity, investing-wise it would be return-wise, and space opportunity. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. See you on the next video.